Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. Hey, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, stick around for a while. I realized I never showed you our 9400 after getting the injectors fixed on. I think we'll leave this open, it's pretty dark in here. This 9400, and I'll quick reference, it says 9420. We bought this at an auction, probably 2.5 years ago, online auction. Decal was kind of ripped off. Looks like it had been sitting outside for quite a while and it needed tires. So we bought it, ordered a new decal. They sent us the wrong one. It says 9420. That's why it says that. It's a 9400. We put new tires on it. See, these were the old outside ones. And these are new inside rubber here. We're in a storage shed here. So the outsides aren't terrible, but the insides are brand spanking new. I thought I'd give you an update. This tractor was down. First year we got it, it ran perfectly. In fact, let me open this door. Anyway, she ran perfectly. As you can see, this filter's marked 6930 for hours. So it ran perfectly. Then last spring, Dad was chisel plowing the back 40, and she started blowing black smoke, rolling coal like you wouldn't believe. So he stopped, and we're trying to figure out what the heck the problem was. It ended up being the injectors. Well, John Deere couldn't get injectors for this. You can see it kind of needs a lower cab kit, but the upper's new. Couldn't get injectors, so we were down most of the year, well, all of the year without it. We had that 9560R we had just made a deal on. Thankfully, that came in the spring, so this was tied up. The injectors John Deere couldn't get. There were shipping issues, and I think it was all post-COVID problems, but finally we contacted a high-performance diesel shop, and they got them. We got it put back together, and we actually got some disking done with it. And I ended up getting some of that with the drone. I completely forgot I had it, or I couldn't find it. And now I've got it. So let's watch this baby rocking and rolling down at the American Flag Barn. Let's go. So yeah, we got our girl back. She's not smoking now. I'm not gonna start this just for no reason to pull it out, but she's here, she's hanging out. I'll show you the back of it. These tractors, well, this is about a 2001. New this tractor was $120,000. I looked that up just because I was curious myself. We paid about half of that for this, 20 years later, which was a pretty good deal because it's a very sound, clean tractor. We had sold that original 9400, if you remember. We had the triples on it. We had sold that. We had both these. And we sold that one because we figured this was the better tractor. They were similar hours. and we'd put the new tires on it. This tractor's just got, I mean, it's all, if you look in here, it's all weighted up and kind of packed in here. This is an extra manure spreader in case something ever happened to one of our spreaders. We could use that, and we did use that before, but see, it's got 4 big remotes on it. But this was, we figured this was better. And the injectors, that just happens. Never had to change injectors on a tractor before. Honestly, we just had we have a lot of good luck because we don't run them too hard, and we keep a lot of tractors around so we can split up all the hours. We don't put a lot of hours on these. So this didn't get anything done to it. So the whole year, we'll probably hook this back up, and we'll do some dirt work with it in the spring. But with everything chisel plowed, we'll probably go in there with that 9560R. So now this is just a baby backup. We're gonna use it, but we like to keep 2 big horses around. So that way, if it's a right spring and we're planting soybeans and we're planting corn at the same time, which happens, you have 2 tractors working in front of both of them so they can keep moving. Here's your update on the 9400. I wanted to show you this. We're gonna head down there. I'm gonna show you the disc that he was pulling up close and personal. You see that shroud he's got on that exhaust? That come off, Dad used to buy them at auctions, fairly reasonable. That's stainless, and we would custom fit around the exhaust. Be an oval or circle like that's off an old semi. But it just kind of snazzes them up, and then he'll put a tip. If we can find a tip, we'll put a tip up on there. Down near the dry cow lot, kind of spitting in rain. It's been a very funky January so far. This is the disc, 30-foot 1-inch, huge disc on this. This come out of Canada. We bought this when the exchange rate was right, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. It's usually beneficial to the Americans, 25 cents on the dollar. So if you spend 10 grand, you're gonna get $2,500 off. Came here in pieces. We had to assemble it. And it was kind of a pain in the butt, but it was also a learning curve and some family time, if you know what I mean. So hugging these big arms around, they were all off, and but we did it. And this is one of our main tools, fall tillage tools for busting corn stalks, and on some really heavy ground if we need to lay into it. So we needed a tractor that could pull it. You know, and it's a real shame that this kind of stuff, like this piece here and a couple of our tillage tools, have to sit outside. But right now we just don't have the barn space. What I want to do is build a big open face lean-to, real big, to house our straw bales and our hay bales. And then as we use them and pull them out, we'll start putting some of this stuff away throughout the winter or in the fall. But as of right now, this sits out, and a lot of our heifer hay. So I mean, it's never ending. Constantly things that need to be upgraded and built on a farm, but it's a, you know, it's a long-term deal. It'll happen eventually. It's just not gonna happen overnight. What else we got going on today? I got the Michigan Milk meeting, our local meeting. We're gonna house it at my house in my garage where I had family Christmas and all that. I'm vice president of the local. There's president, vice president, and secretary, and we just kind of put it together. So I got it set up. I got tables coming. Rochelle's gonna help me set that up, my wife, and I might get you a little action of the meeting, and let's go. Run these cows out a little feed, get ready for the meeting. Yeah, that rain kind of came misting in, fairly warm, but the cows are just hanging out today. They hang out when it's kind of mild like this. guys, thanks for sticking around the end of the video. I got the big Grant man here. He's wearing his hat for the time being. Yeah, those injectors, those ended up being, well, for it's a 6-cylinder, it ended up being, I think it was close to 2,500 bucks for all of them. But well, we were pretty worried about that tractor when it was blowing smoke. I mean, that picture I showed didn't do it justice. It was out back. That thing was rolling coal like you wouldn't believe. We were like, crap, we're gonna have a ton of money. Ended up being not bad. We ended up having a mechanic that we worked with, been working with for like 30 years. Him and Greg helped put that back together, and the exhaust ended up having a bit of a leak anyway. So you had to take all that off. So that ended up getting repaired in the meantime. And so we got both horses now we're going to be working with. That meeting went well. There was probably 40 people here. That was catered by a dairy farm that does catering. IMLAY Dairy Farms. That the woman there, Virginia, the one that puts on the catering, that's my mom's cousin. So it was good seeing her again, and I'm telling you, that was one heck of a spread. Chicken, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, but it was sheared off. Meatloaf. Made these bunch of little meatloaf, had 2 or 3 of them. Big salad, 2 big pies. I mean, I'm telling you, chocolate on chocolate, and I don't know what the other one was, but it was more of a fruit involved. And then there was a bunch of ice cream, chocolate milk, white milk. She brought all that. So we were happy to hire her. I think it's called Kate's Catering or something, but after her mom. But yeah, that went great. It was good talking with all the farmers. Like I said, 40 people, probably 10 farms represented here, maybe 11 or so. But we just talked and caught up with everybody, and it was good. You need that kind of interaction, because you realize some of the issues you're dealing with in your own life or on your own farm. The guy at the next farm, he's going through the same stuff. We all got the same issues. We're all living out in the sticks, and we're all dealing with cattle and family. So on that note, Rochelle and I are headed up to Traverse City, Michigan. If you never heard of it, it's kind of a tourist town. I've actually never been up there. Tells you how much I get out, 40 years old. It's 3.5 hours north, so I'm going up to for the first time. Farm Bureau invited us to the Voice of Ag conference. They wanted us to be a part of it, so I decided to switch some milkings around. My sister's coming here to take care of Big Grant. He still needs a haircut, but we're gonna get him. Big Grant in Summer and my other girls. So my sister's gonna, first time away from Summer. You know, she's 5 months, so we haven't done anything in quite a while. So we haven't done anything since we went to, well, it was like it's been 1.5 years. So Rochelle's excited to get a full night's sleep. It's gonna be a lot, 3.5 hours, stay the night, get up. Conference, our thing's only gonna be for an hour, and then we're gonna probably screw around a little bit and head back here. I might get some video of the trip. I might give you a little tour of Traverse City, if you ever heard of it. There's a lot of, it's like capital, cherry capital. A lot of farmers up there, a lot of vegetables. He's starting to talk, believe it or not. Grant man. Yeah. Give me 5, bud. Yeah, he likes to laugh. He kind of goofy. He's a goofball. Isn't that right, bud? He gives up to his sister, little Summer. She's only 5, and he hugs her and he gives her a kiss. Don't you, bud? Yeah. All right, guys. On that note, take care. See you in the next one. God bless. Give me 5, bud. Aww.